Everybody wants to know, why'd you walk away from $50 million?
Understand what it's worth doing when the industry is canceling one black guy. I know what happens when they are going to elevate another.
This industry is a monster.
What happens when the stars you look up to reveal that everything you thought you knew about Hollywood might be a lie? When two of the most successful comedians in the industry pull back the curtain, what you discover isn't just shocking. It's a web of power, control, and manipulation that has kept the truth hidden for decades. Dave Chappelle and Cat Williams have become the voices of resistance against the Hollywood machine, speaking out about the dark forces at play in an industry that thrives on controlling its stars. And in the center of it all, Oprah Winfrey, the beloved media mogul who built her empire on the backs of the people she helped, is now facing intense scrutiny over her alleged involvement in Hollywood's most disturbing secrets. So, what's really going on in Hollywood? And what could possibly be so dangerous that stars like Dave Chappelle and Katt Williams are risking it all to expose the truth? Let's dive deep into the hidden battles and revelations that are shaking the industry to its core. This is the untold story of how Hollywood controls its stars and the people who have dared to break free. Hollywood, the city of dreams. It promises fame, fortune, and an escape from ordinary life. But what if everything we've been told is a facade? Behind the glamour and the red carpets lies a much darker story, a story that many would rather keep buried. For years, Dave Chappelle's sudden departure from the public eye has been a topic of endless speculation. At the height of his career, he walked away from a $50 million contract. But was it just about stress, exhaustion, or an urge to escape the spotlight? Or was there something far darker behind his decision? Chappelle's departure wasn't a breakdown. It was a bold rejection of an industry that wanted to control every aspect of his life. But it wasn't just the industry that was after him, it was the unseen hand of Hollywood's most powerful figures. Figures like Oprah Winfrey. Hollywood wasn't just asking Chappelle to entertain, it was asking him to conform, to play by their rules, and most importantly, to sell his soul. And when he refused, that's when the real battle began. To truly understand why Dave Chappelle walked away from that $50 million deal, you have to look at the circumstances surrounding his decision. At the time, he was at the peak of his career. His show was a hit, his contract was massive, and his name was synonymous with comedy genius. But instead of celebrating his success, Chappelle began noticing something off about the way the industry worked. In interviews, Chappelle has said, "I wasn't walking away from the money, I was walking away from the circumstances." What did he mean by this? What circumstances were so dangerous that Chappelle would risk everything to escape? According to sources close to him, the real reason behind his departure was not stress or fatigue, but something much more insidious. Hollywood's elite had created a system designed to break its stars down. Chappelle had become a target because he wasn't just playing along with their games, he was asking too many questions. And when you ask too many questions in Hollywood, you become a threat. Chappelle was being manipulated by those who controlled the industry. He was being portrayed as unstable, insane even. Hollywood needed him to be their puppet, but Chappelle refused. He wasn't just rejecting a contract, he was rejecting a system that wanted to strip him of his identity and his freedom. Enter Oprah Winfrey. For decades, Oprah has been seen as the symbol of success and empowerment. The queen of daytime television, a philanthropist, and a media mogul who used her platform to lift others up. But what if the reality is far darker than we've been led to believe? Rumors have long circulated about Oprah's role in Hollywood's inner circle. Could the same woman who has been held up as a beacon of empowerment actually be one of the people enabling the toxic system that so many stars, including Chappelle, are fighting against? Hollywood has always been a place where the lines between public image and private dealings blur. And Oprah is no exception. Behind the scenes, Oprah has been linked to powerful elites who control the entertainment industry. And when someone like Chappelle, who refused to conform, came along, Oprah wasn't about to let him disrupt the status quo. Sources close to Chappelle say that Oprah's influence was felt in the narrative being spun about him. She wasn't just a passive observer. She was actively involved in the attempt to label him as crazy, to break him down, and to remove him from the public eye. But Chappelle wasn't alone. Other stars have spoken out about the powerful figures in Hollywood who manipulate their careers, and they all point to the same person, Oprah. Could it be that her rise to power came at a cost? And could that cost be the lives and careers of those who dared to challenge her? Chappelle wasn't the only one who noticed the darkness behind the Hollywood curtain. Cat Williams, another beloved comedian, has been speaking out about the industry's manipulative tactics for years. For Williams, the truth is simple. Hollywood doesn't just let you fail. It actively works to break you down. Williams has said that the industry doesn't want you to fall. It wants to destroy you, to turn you into someone who will follow the rules, someone who will conform to the machine. And when you refuse, when you dare to question the system, they blacklist you, they attack you, and they do whatever it takes to remove you from the public's eye. Chappelle and Williams both walked away from what seemed like the ultimate success, stardom, fame, and a hefty paycheck, because they realized that Hollywood's real agenda wasn't about supporting them. It was about controlling them. And when they refused to be controlled, they became targets. For Williams, his struggles have been no less intense. From legal battles to career setbacks, he's faced a relentless campaign to break him. But through it all, Williams has stayed strong, continuously speaking out about the system that threatens to destroy anyone who doesn't conform. But why would Hollywood, an industry built on creativity and entertainment, go to such lengths to control its stars? What's the real agenda behind all of this manipulation? The answer lies in power. Hollywood isn't just about making movies or TV shows, it's about maintaining control. And the people at the top of the industry know that as long as they can control the stars, they can control the narrative. They can dictate what gets seen, what gets heard, and who gets to be in the spotlight. Chappelle and Williams were both seen as threats because they dared to ask the questions no one else was asking. They wanted to break free from the shackles of Hollywood's power structure, but the elites couldn't let that happen. The system relies on silence, conformity, and control, and anyone who challenges that system becomes a target. The struggle is not just personal for Chappelle and Williams. It's about something much bigger. It's about the way Hollywood controls the careers of its stars and uses its power to keep the truth hidden. It's about protecting a narrative that serves the elite and keeping the public in the dark about what really happens behind closed doors. Oprah's involvement in Hollywood's darkest secrets doesn't stop at manipulation. Rumors have been swirling for years about her connections to some of the most powerful and dangerous figures in the entertainment industry, people like Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein. Weinstein, the disgraced Hollywood mogul accused of sexual abuse, had a close relationship with Oprah, and many have pointed to Oprah's role in covering up his crimes. Was Oprah complicit in enabling Weinstein's actions to protect her own career? Could it be that Oprah's connection to figures like Weinstein and Epstein runs deeper than anyone knows? But the rumors don't end there. Oprah has been accused of helping cover up the crimes of other powerful figures, and some critics argue that she's been playing a dangerous game to maintain her status within Hollywood's elite circles. If Oprah's involvement in these cover-ups is true, it would shatter the public image she has carefully cultivated for years. While Chappelle and Williams have raised alarms about the corruption in Hollywood, the question remains, why does the industry go to such extremes to maintain control over its stars? The answer is as much about money as it is about power. Hollywood's elite are constantly fighting to keep their grip on the industry, using tactics that many outsiders would find unimaginable. The industry doesn't just want to make movies, it wants to shape the narratives that reach the public. In an industry driven by media influence, shaping how stars are perceived is as crucial as the content they produce. When someone like Chappelle questions the system or refuses to conform to the roles they assign, he becomes a liability. So what do the elites do? They attack. From public ridicule to spreading rumors, Hollywood elites know exactly how to use the media to destroy reputations and isolate those who challenge the status quo. They create a false narrative, one that paints those who speak out as unstable, crazy, or rebellious. But when people like Chappelle and Williams start to speak out against these tactics, they become part of a growing resistance against the machine. This manipulation is systemic, and it's designed to break the spirit of anyone who dares to rock the boat. The industry doesn't just want control over talent, it wants to control the way that talent is perceived by the public. They want to make sure that no one, not even the most talented stars, can step outside the box without facing a crushing backlash. As more of Hollywood's skeletons start to come to light, the question that looms larger than ever is whether the system that's been in place for decades will survive. Will Hollywood's elite continue to dominate the industry, or will the rising voices of those who've been silenced for years finally have their say? The tide may be turning. The truth is no longer as easily buried as it once was. Chappelle's and Williams' stories are just the beginning. as more artists, entertainers, and insiders begin to speak up about the manipulation and control that runs through the veins of the entertainment industry. We may be witnessing the beginning of a new era, one where the power structures that have controlled Hollywood for so long are finally exposed. As for Oprah Winfrey, her once untouchable status may be slipping. Her name has been at the center of multiple controversies in recent years, and the whispers that have followed her throughout her career are now starting to be heard louder than ever. Oprah's role in Hollywood's power structures, including her connections to figures like Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein, may be the final nail in the coffin for her carefully constructed image. But what happens next? If Oprah's influence in Hollywood begins to wane, who will fill the vacuum? Will Hollywood be forced to change, or will it simply move on to new figures who will carry on the same traditions of control and manipulation? The industry is at a crossroads. The stories of Chappelle, Williams, and others are pushing us toward a new reality where the truth may no longer be something Hollywood can hide. But the battle is far from over. As more insiders begin to break their silence, the full extent of the power struggles within Hollywood will come to light. And perhaps the biggest question of all is this: will Oprah, once seen as the face of empowerment and success, become the poster child for everything that's wrong with the entertainment industry? Or will she find a way to maintain her power, even as the cracks in her empire widen? The answers to these questions are still unfolding, and as the truth continues to pour out, the future of Hollywood's power structures remains uncertain. In the end, the story of Dave Chappelle, Katt Williams, and Oprah Winfrey is a much bigger tale than just the rise and fall of celebrities. It's a story about the lengths people will go to maintain control, about the forces that try to silence those who dare to challenge the system, and about the power of the truth in a world that thrives on secrets. Hollywood may never be the same again. The secrets that have been hidden for so long are slowly being exposed, and as more and more people like Chappelle and Williams speak out, it's clear that the industry is on the brink of a major transformation. Oprah, once the darling of Hollywood, is now facing a backlash that could change her legacy forever. As the curtain continues to fall on Hollywood's empire, the question is no longer just about the stars, but about the system itself. Will it survive, or will the world finally see the true face of the Hollywood elite? The truth is coming to light, and there's no telling what happens next. But one thing is certain: as more of Hollywood's dark secrets are revealed, the future of the industry is anything but predictable.